you see the screen? I don't see it.
Not it, Bhogaji. Plain. It is plain.
It's playing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try one more time. Now you can see it, right?
Yes, Bhogaji.
Okay. Ayodhya Kandam, first Sarga. Vinayaka namastubhyam satatam modaka priya nirvignam kuruno deva sarvakaryeshu sarvada saraswati namastubhyam varade kamarupini vidyarambham karishyamaha siddhir bhavatu no sada gurur brahma gurur vishnu gurur devo maheshwaraha guru sakshat param brahma tasmai shri gurave namaha Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Shri Raghavam Dasharathatmajamapremeyam Sitapatim Raghukulan Vayaratnadipam Ajanubahumaravinda Dalayataksham Ramam Nishachara Vinashakaram Namami Shri Raghurama Charu Tulasi Daladhama Shamakshama Adishangara Gunabhirama Trijagannata Shaurya Ramalalama Durvarukabandha Rakshasa Virama Jagajjana Kalmasharnavottara Kanama Bhadragiri Dasharathi Karuna Payonidhi Anjaneyamatipaṭalananam Kanchanadrikamanīya vigraham Parijātatarumūlavasinam Bhavayami Pavamananandanam Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Krutamastakāņjalim Bāshpavari Paripurnalocanam Marutim Namatarakshasantakam Buddhirbalam Yashodhairyam Nirbhayatvamarogata Ajadyam Vakpatutvancha Hanumatsmaranad Bhavet Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Vidyatana Panchangam, July 16th, Shuvakranama Samvatsare, Uttarayane, Grishmartau, Ashadhamase, Krishna Pakshe, I didn't correct that. Krishna Pakshe Chaturthi Titihi till 1:19 AM. Sthiravasaraha Shatabhisha Nakshatram till 3:55 AM, followed by Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatram. Ayushman Yoga till 11:10 AM, followed by Saubhagya Yoga. Bhavakaranam till 2:33 PM, followed by Balavakaranam till 1:19 AM, followed by Kaulavakaranam. Sarvebhyaha Suprabhatam.
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 So, do we remember where were we?
Ramarajyasya Rajyabhishekartham Dashratha Aneke Rajan Ahutvan.
Na khalu?
The brothers went to Mama's home, right?
But last class we started reading
Ramasya Gunaha.
Ramasya Gunaha. Ramasya Gunaha, next set of Gunaha, because we saw the similarity. Balakanda first Sarga also is about Guna, Rama's Gunas. So also Ayodhya Kanda first Sarga also is full of Gunas. And we said at least this time we will all enumerate them.
Right.
Can anyone read all the 11? How many did we write last time?
I think 5 or 6 we wrote.
Huh?
Yes, Bhogaji. 11.
Did you write?
Yeah, 11.
11, right? What are they?
Sanatanaha Vishnuhu Rupopapannaha Viryavan Anasuyakaha Anupamaha Bhumavanupamaha Sunuhu.
So that is Anupamaha. Anupamaha about means what? Umau Anupamaha Sunuhu. Uncomparable son.
Yes. Nityam prashantatma mrudupurvancha bhashate uchyamanopi parusham notaram pratipadyate kadachit upakarena कृतेनैकेन तुष्यति न स्मरत्य अपकाराणां शतमप्यात्मवत्तया.
Yeah, very good. Then did we read more?
No, Bhagaji, up to that only, I think.
Oh, we stopped there only? Okay.
11th sloka we have to
11th sloka only we stopped. Okay, we'll continue from there. Sheela vruddhair jnana vruddhaihi.
शीलवृद्धैर्ज्ञानवृद्धैः
वयोवृद्धैश्च सज्जनैः
वयोवृद्धैश्च सज्जनैः
कथयन्नास्तवै नित्यम्
कथयन्नास्तवै नित्यम्
अस्त्रयोग्यान्तरेष्वपि
अस्त्रयोग्यान्तरेष्वपि.
So next set of qualities are Sheela Vruddhaihi. Vruddhaha are those who have grown in it. Means those who are more experienced and are good at it. So Sheela Vruddhaihi means by such Sheela Vruddhaha, by the best in the Sheela, character, by the best in character. Jnana Vruddhaihi, by the best in knowledge. Knowledge again, as when we say jnana, many times it is Vedanta jnanam or Daiva jnanam. Yajnanam yajñātva anyad na jnātavyam tad jnanam iti. Knowing which there is nothing else to be known. That ultimate knowledge is jnanam. So Sheela Vruddhaihi, Jnana Vruddhaihi, Vayo Vruddhaischa. Vayo Vruddhaha is elderly people by age. Vayo Vruddhaischa Sajjanaihi. So by all good people who are the best in character, who are the best in ultimate knowledge, who are the best, of course, through experience of life and age, by all such good people, Kathayan Nasta. By all of them, he has been Kathayan, he has been praised. He has been, by all such great people also, he is praised. Kathayan nastavai nityam astra yogyantareshvapi. And not only in these terms of character, knowledge, and experience, but also astra yogyantareshu. Astra is, so we always said there are two things, Shastra, Astra. Shastra is a mere physical weapon. Astra is through mantra you launch. So that requires a lot more practice, samyama, yoga, all of those qualities are required. So Astra Yogyantareshu, even among the best of the people who are good in launching astras. We know, right? To get an astra, you have to do tapas, please that god or please that rishi, and then only you get an astra. So even among such astra yogyantareshu api naste vai. There are none that are equivalent to Rama in astra yogya, in the eligibility to launch the best astras. No one is. And that is why, including such great Mahanubhava like Vishwamitra, he has donated, or he has offered all his astras to Sri Rama. Bharadwaja kept so many astras that Indra left with him. Bharadwaja gives them off. Agastya comes and gives the best of the astras, and Aditya Hriday much later in Yuddha Kanda. So everybody knew he's the best. So whatever best they had also, they were offering it to him. So that's how we should understand that. Buddhiman madhura bhashi,
Buddhiman madhura bhashi,
purva bhashi priyam vadaha,
purva bhashi priyam vadaha,
viryavan nacha viryena,
viryavan cha viryena,
mahata svena vismitaha.
mahata svena vismitaha.
So buddhiman, we know again, buddhi. Buddhi is intelligence or the intellect or vichakshana jnanam. So which is right, which is wrong. That is buddhiman. So buddhiman, madhura bhashi. Madhura bhashi, I mean, madhuram is sweet. His speech, anytime he talks so sweetly. How are you, my child? How are you, my brother? How are you, my friend? Oh, nice to meet you. It's been so long since I met you. How is everything? So when he talks so sweetly that everybody is mesmerized and pleased with him. So madhura bhashi. And not just madhura bhashi when he gets to talk on speech on a stage, or or when he is asked to give a lecture. No, purva bhashi. He doesn't wait for the other person to initiate the conversation. He initiates the conversation. Purva bhashi. He speaks first, then paraha, then others talk. So normally, even today, and I think I said this even once in the past, that's a very good quality of at least superficially a good quality that we see in America, which is we Indians typically, we don't greet easily. Even if we see somebody, we immediately lower our eyes. We cannot look into them and greet. We immediately, even if we see an Indian, immediately we do this or we look away. It's probably some natural, cultural inhibition that we were raised through. But if you see an American, as soon as they give you a smile. Hi, good morning. How's it going? That's all. That is superficial, but at least that is a good beginning, good start for all of us in terms of purva bhashi. When somebody else greets us, as we are walking, let us say on the road, another American is passing by, he or she would immediately give you a smile. How's it going? Good morning, happy Sunday, whatever, and they keep walking, they don't care. But then we react. Once they say good morning, then we say good morning. But we ourselves don't say good morning first in the beginning, right? So that is purva bhashi. That's a good quality we can learn even from Americans. Let us try to implement that. We will be the first one to initiate a greeting, conversation, discussion, proactiveness. Purva bhashi. So madhura bhashi, purva bhashi also. So 11 qualities we already listed last week. 12th one is buddhiman, which is an intelligent, intellectual, discriminatory person. Discrimination from good, bad, from right, evil, right, wrong, etc. And then madhura bhashi, very sweet speech, sweet talker. And then purva bhashi, he is the first one to initiate the conversation, the greeting. And priyam vadaha, another great quality. I might think I'm talking good, but several people may not like me. I think I'm talking sweet. I'm trying to be good and talk sweet, but not everyone might like me, right? That is why we don't have big attendance also in our class, because not everyone thinks this is great. And I'm thinking, hey, we're doing a great yajna here. Whereas priyam vadaha, his speech is also pleasing. Priyam vada means one whose speech is pleasing, or is priyam is pleasing probably. So priyam vadaha, that means if he talks, it's not only sweet, not only is he the first initiator, but with his speech, everybody is so pacified, so cooled down, so pleased, so mesmerized. That is Priyam Vadaha. So just as we say, if you see this now, and then with another one later, with that standard shloka comes, right? Satyam bruyat, Priyam bruyat. You have to talk truth, the reality, and you have to talk it in a very pleasing manner. So Priyam bruyat is Priyam Vadaha. One who does Priyam bruyat is Priyam Vadaha. Priyam Vada is also named for a woman also, right? So Priyam Vadaha, 1, 2, 3, 4. 11 plus 4, 15 qualities. And then Viryavan. Viryavan, we have read in the first chapter, in the first sarga also, Balakanda first sarga also, right? Viryavan, one who is very parakramavan or valorous, one whose strength is obviously demonstrable, visible. That is Viryavan. One whose strength can be automatically applied for the purpose. That is Viryavan. However, Valmiki immediately qualifies that. Viryavan, nacha viryena mahata svena vismitaha. Vismitaha is smitaha, smile. Vismitaha is a very special, significant smile, which means it is used for both things. One, a good vicious smile, smitaha, or it is also used for sort of bewildered, meaning a bit confused, bewildered, is also vismitaha. And the third meaning for it is garvaha. In this context, garvaha. So Viryavan, he knows and he has won so many times, right? From his childhood, he has killed Tataki, he has killed Maricha, Subha. So many of them he has attacked and won over them, right? Thousands of Rakshasas. But Svena Mahata Viryena na Vismitaha. So here Vismita is Garvaha. By his own, knowing his own strength, that is invincible, he is not arrogant. He's not he's not what do you say, bullying about it. He is still humble. So he is Viryavan, but not arrogant, knowing his power himself. So Viryavan nacha svena mahata viryena na vismitaha. He is not vismitaha. He is not vismitaha. With svena, his own self viryena, that to mahata viryena, by his great strength, power, he is not yet arrogant. So 14, 15, 16, a qualifier we can take it as either we can take Viryavan nacha viryena mahata svena vismitaha as one quality, or we can take it as two. 16th quality is Viryavan, 17th is nacha svena nacha mahata svena viryena vismitaha. That is the 17th quality. Let us all write, even if you have missed last class, we said we will list all the qualities of Rama, at least in this sarga that are listed, where most of them seem newer descriptions, newer qualities than from the first, even though one or two are repeated from the Sankshipta Ramayana, first sarga of Balakanda. So 17 qualities so far. Nacha anrita kathaha. So Ratam Anritam. And we read that shloka of Vishwamitra also during the Tatakavadha. When Rama says, how can I kill a stree? Then Vishwamitra's standard quote, we said that is also a quotable quote. We should all remember and say that. Ritam Anritam Chaiva Prajarakshana Karanat Patakam Sadosham Va Kartavyam Rajasununa Rajyabhara Nivaha Rajyabhara Niyuktanam Esha Dharma Sanatanaha, says Vishwamitra. So Ritam Anritam Va, whether it is seemingly truthful or untruthful. Ritam Anritam Chaiva Prajarakshana Karanat, for the sake of protecting people, the so-called theoretical, truth or untruth, Patakam Sadoshamba, seemingly sinful or with some mistakes, does not matter. You have to take Kartavyam Rajasununa by the rulers, by the king, by the political administrators. They have to do whatever is right to protect the people. That's all. Protection of the people is the ultimate thing of a Kshatriya. So Kartavyam Rajasununa, Rajyabhara Niyuktanam, those who are nominated, Niyuktaha, those who are appointed with Rajyabhara, with the burden of the state, for them this has to be done. And Esha Dharma Sanatanaha, this has been our dharma forever. That, theoretical, good, bad, these things don't matter. When you have to protect the country, when you have to protect the people against invaders, against bad enemies, no more talking, good goodies, ahimsa, nothing doing. If the other fellow is bad, country has to be saved from partition, for example, we should have not let that happen. And so also several other later terrorist attacks and all, will go and talk. What talk? Nothing talk, go blast them. That's what we did through surgical strike now. So now we are getting the Rama Kshatram slowly in our country and in the government. So Nacha Anrita Katha. So untruth, however, at a personal, at an individual, as an individual, Anrita Katha, he does not ever entertain nor talk Anritam. One Anritam Kathayati Yaha Saha Anrita Katha. Na cha Anrita Katha. He does not entertain, allow untruth, unreality, or fake news, fake stories, false stories. Anrita Katha, he does not ever entertain. Or fiction. No fiction in all. Always be reality, non-fiction. That is what only he entertains. Acha Anrita Katha. Why? Because Vidwan. He is Vidwan. So 18th quality is Nacha Anrita Katha. And 19th quality is Vidwan. He does not entertain fiction and all. In fact, even when I go to library, children and so many people, they carry tons of books from library. 5, 10 books. And I think even if I bring one book, I'm not able to complete it. How are these people able to read tens of books? So I thought when I went to the librarian, there was one good lady that day, and I asked her, how do these people read so many books? I'm not able to read even one book. She said, what kind of books do you read? I said, I generally read non-fiction. She said, read fiction. Then probably you will complete faster. So most of them read fiction because there you don't have to care about details, right? You can skip, or even if you don't remember, you don't have to go rewind. And whereas in non-fiction, where it is something to learn, you have to very slowly read. And if some link from the past, some reference that you miss, you have to go back, review and all of that, right? So Anrita Katha reading is very easy. But when we say Vidwan, it is non-fiction, it is technical. Vid Jnanam. Tadvan is Vidwan. One with knowledge is knowledgeable. He is a knowledgeable person. So Vidwan. How many did we cover so far? 20 or 19?
19, Bhagaji.
Vidwan is 20th or 19th?
19th.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Vidwan is 19. Then, so by one who is knowledgeable, what is the best demonstration of it? With Vriddhanam prati pujakah. Vidvanam prati pujanam karoti iti vidvanam prati pujakah. Prati pujakah is one who is offering worship, one who is serving others. One who is serving others, serving whom? Vriddhanam, all the elderly people. Before, what did they say? In the previous shloka we read, Shila vriddhaihi, jnana vriddhaihi, vayo vriddhaihi sajjanaihi kathayan. Right? By all such Shila vriddhaha, jnana vriddhaha, vayo vriddhaha, sajjanaha, he is always quoted, he is always referred, he is always talked about. He in turn, Rama in turn, such vriddhanam pratipujakah. He would in turn go and worship, honor, serve, felicitate such elderly or successful, accomplished people. If it is Shila Vriddha, best in character. They need not be elderly. Even a young boy can be a Shila Vriddha. Jnana Vriddha. We have child prodigies also, right? Shankara in the 7th year has already, Adi Shankaracharya, in the 7th year itself, he has already mastered the entire Vedas and all. And that is normally taught in a Gurukula for 12 years. So he said, no, this school is insufficient for me. I have to go to the better school and found Govindapada. So the age does not matter. But all of such great people, while they are worshipping Rama, Rama in turn also worships them. Vriddhanam pratipujakah. So that is the 20th quality. Then anuraktaha prajabhischa. Anuraktaha means rakti yasmin asti saha anuraktaha. So if somebody is anuraktaha in Sangeetam, then Sangeeta anuraktaha we say. That means he is always engaged, engrossed in music, is Sangeeta anuraktaha. Here Rama's quality is anuraktaha by what? Prajabhihi. By people he is engaged and engrossed. In people he is always engrossed. And engrossed for delight. Rakti is that enjoyment with which gives you, which loses you, where you get lost. That is called Rakti, right? Where they say a drama, a movie, a short, a music, a dance, Rakti Kattindi we say in Telugu. That means it has mesmerized you so well, involved, taken you away, made you get lost into that. Then it is Rakti. So Anurakta, he is always lost in, engrossed and lost and engaged in by people. By people, if there are people around, then he is happy. If he is able to serve people, then he is happy. Then he is lost in that. So Prajabhischa Anuraktaha, that is the 21st quality. Then at the same time, just like Viryavan, immediately he qualifies. Nacha Viryena Mahata Svena Vismitaha. Likewise, Prajabhihi Anuraktaha, that is the 21st quality. Prajabhihi Anuraktaha. Cha, immediately saying and, or however, Prajaschapyanurajyate. See, I might be wanting people. Oh, I'm getting bored. I'm always alone. I want people around me. But those people, if they get bored with me, they will not stick along. Right? I want more students, more Rama and Pataka. But if they don't like my teaching, then or my way of presentation, then they leave. Right? So both sides it has to be. So Prajabhihi Anuraktaha. At the same time, Prajascha api anurajyate. People are also in Anurakta. Anurajyate is the karmani prayoga. Prajaha api Ramena anurajyate iti. So that means people are also mesmerized by Rama. While Rama wants to be lost with people, people are also mesmerized and they get lost in Rama's presence. So it's both ways that is told here. So 21 and 22. 22, Lavanya so far?
Yes, Bhogaji.
Prajabhihi anuraktaha
Yeah,
prajastrapti anurajyate. Then next one. Sanukrosho jitakrodho
Sanukrosho
brahmana pratipujakaha
Brahmana pratipujakaha
deenanukampi dharmagno
Deenanukampi dharmagno
nityam pragrahavanchu chuchihi.
Nityam pragrahavan chuchihi.
So some more qualities are coming. Sanukroshaha. Anukroshaha means daya, they say. Anukroshaha is daya. Just give me a minute. Okay, now it is come. So, in fact, some of the good commentaries here. Buddhiman, I was going through and trying to highlight so we can see them better. So for Buddhiman, Sarva Vachana Vishayaka Prashasta Buddhi Visishtaha. Sarva Vachana Vishayaka Prashasta Buddhi Visishtaha. In all his speech, in all his thoughts, Visishtaha. He is significant. That is that. Okay, so Anukroshaha Daya Dukkhishu Tadvan. Another one, so that is Daya is one definition given. Another definition given here, Sanukraha is the word that they took. So in Raghava Tika, it says Sanukraha means Anukrena, which means Sviya Palana Vishayaka Nirantara Yatnina Sahitaha Ashaha. So that means Swatanu Prakashadvara Sarvatra Purnaha Kincha Sanukrosho Daya Sahitaha. So by his rule, Sviya Palana Vishayaka Nirantara Yatnena Sahitaha. He is with constant endeavors to rule his people in the most appropriate manner. That is Sanukraha. Ashaha is in that process. For what? Why is he so much, Sviya Palana Visheka Nirantara Yatnena, by constant endeavors? Because he has concern for them. So that concern is Daya. And so Sanukroshaha is Dayavan, in a way we can simply mention. So Sanukroshaha, immediately Jitakrodhaha. Jitaha Krodhaha Swapakarishvapi Kopo Yena Saha. That's the Raghava Tika given. So Jitakrodhaha means one who has won over the anger. As simple as that. One who has won over the anger. That means he is beyond anger. He does not lose temper. He is called this Bhashyakara Raghava is qualifying it by saying Jitaha Krodhaha Swapakarishvapi. Even in those who do apakara to himself. Swa apakarishu api. Even among those, even for those who hurt him, he still doesn't get anger. He does not lose temper. Only when it comes to people, if people are hurt, then next qualities, you will see that. So Jitakrodhaha, then Sanukrosho Jitakrodho Brahmana Pratipujakaha. So before it was Vruddhanam Pratipujakaha. Any elderly person you see, no matter what, any elderly person you see, he will immediately do pujanam. especially Brahmana Pratipujakaha. Now, that was previously was about Vruddhanam. If they're elder to him, he would go touch their feet, or he would, nowadays that is the most we do. Any elderly person we see, anyone, right? And I'm trying to practice that. Any home I go, if there is an elderly parents or somebody there, immediately I go and touch their feet. Because that is what we learn from Rama and others. However, even if there is a younger person than, irrespective of age, if he is Brahmana means Brahmanaha ayam Brahmanaha, one who is of Brahman. That means one whose relentless pursuit is in that Brahmana Jnanam, in that ultimate knowledge. Such people, irrespective of age, again we should go and worship them. Pratipujakaha. So Brahmana Pratipujakaha. Previously Vidvanam Pratipujakaha. Now Vruddhanam Pratipujakaha. There at least you can take it as Vruddhaha. So those who are better than you, those who are elder to you, older to you. But here Brahmana Pratipujakaha, no matter of age, if they are better than us, worship them or serve them, honor them, felicitate them. Brahmana Pratipujakaha. In fact, second Sarasanga Chalaka of RSS, Guruji, we say, Parampujya Sadashiva Golwalkarji. So he wouldn't say it outright, but it seems several times he said that. If you see Kashaya Vastra, forget what it is. Even if he's an actor wearing Kashaya Vastra, I would go and touch his feet. That's how Guruji used to do. Even though he himself was an accomplished sadhu and sannyasi. But if he sees, because Yajyad Acharati Sreshta Tattadevitaro Janaha, he as a leader of a movement wanting to bring Paramam Vaibhavam Netum Etat Swarashtram, with that mission of an organization, whatever he does is what others will follow. So if you see anyone in Kashaya Vastra, sannyasi, sadhu, yati, acharya, guru, at any level of their pursuit and accomplishment, Kashaya Vastra, he would go and touch their feet. Likewise, Rama also, Brahmana Pratipujakaha, and all of them are of course Brahmana, because now they have given up everything in the world only for the pursuit of Brahma. So Brahmana Pratipujakaha. How many qualities so far? 22, 23, 24, 25. Huh?
Yes, Bhagaji.
25. Now, Dinanukampi. Kampanam means shake. He gets shaken. Anukampi. Anu means following. Following what? Following meaning after. If he looks at a Dina, anybody who is, Dina means anybody who is in the dire straits, they say, right? Dire straits. Or one who is, Dina is one who needs sympathy. He's so empathetic and sympathetic. Dina Anukampi, his body immediately responds. He himself responds. He gets shattered. He gets shaken when he sees anybody suffering. Dina Anukampi. 26th, 22, 23, 24.
Yes, Bhagaji.
So Dina Anukampi. We should also get shaken anytime somebody is suffering. And in Sangha we say, especially as a role model, to set a role model, at least if you see another Hindu suffering, we should suffer. We should get that feeling, we say. Because whatever we teach and practice and see in Sangha is everything from Ramayana, from Mahabharata. That is where we learned all of this without any big knowledge and all, by just emulating such role models, others get inducted with such qualities. And that is how thousands and thousands of pracharaks now and millions of Swayamsevaks across the world who live such lives. who follow all these qualities. Without they themselves, they may not know it. But now that we read and understand, we see those immediate qualities. I have seen so many of them, right? So Deenanukampi, if you see another Hindu suffering, immediately we should get shaken, we should get shattered. And so anywhere any calamity happens, who are the first ones to go? Even in America, in Houston, when there was that flooding and all houses and all were gone, Seva International, which means through Swayamsevaks, is the largest organization which has contributed the most. Our engineers and all are regular IT kind of professionals who are volunteers. We went and built houses there, so many houses for them. So, Deenanukampi, we are Deenanukampinaha. Rama is, why? Because Rama is Deenanukampi. We emulate him, we try to emulate him. Deenanukampi, Dharmajnaha. Dharmajnaha. Dharmam janati yaha saha dharmajnaha. Dharmasya jnanam yasya saha dharmajnaha. That means nowhere is so much knowledgeable about dharma. And dharma is a big lecture. We all know it. Dharma is dharanat dharma mityahuhu. Something that holds all of us together is dharma, nothing more. Any act, anything that you need to do so that everybody is together is dharma. And that is why we are against separatism. Whether, Bangladesh wants to separate or, Northeast in the past wanted to separate. Now Northeast gladly is with us because we are against separatism. Because dharma is about holding us all together, not separating, not splitting, right? So dharmajnaha, he knows how to hold all the people together and take them in one thread, we say, means one path. Dharmajnaha nityam pragrahavan. So those who are against dharma, what does he do? Pragrahavan. He tesham pratigrahanam karoti, which means he gets rid of anybody who is against dharma. Nityam pragrahavan. Then there is other kind of meaning also given there. Nityam pragrahavan, adharma nigrahavan. Yes, that is the meaning there. Is there another one? No. So Nityam pragrahavan means those who are against dharma, adharmis, vidharmis, kudharmis, all of them are ridden, or all of them are put under control, so that their bad tendencies don't manifest. Nityam pragrahavan. And of course, Shuchihi. How many did we cover so far? 26, 27, 28, 29. With Shuchi, it is 29, right?
Yes, Bhagaji.
So Shuchihi. Shuchihi is Antarbahischa. Shuchihi. Sabhahyabhyantara Shuchihi is the first mantra we say, right? Apavitraha pavitrova sarvavasthangadopiva yasmaret pundarikaksham sabhahya abhyantara shuchihi. Because that is the first qualifier mantra before we can sit and do any other activity. Right? So shuchihi. So you have, and Rama is one who is always neat. Shuchi, I mean neat, tidy. These are like 1.1% or 0.001% describer of Shuchi word. Shuchi is much incomprehensible in English. But most of us understand. And one of the yamas is Shuchihi. In Ashtanga Yoga, yama, niyamas. The first is yama. There are 5 yamas. Of them, Shuchihi is one of them. So Shuchi is about being pious, tidy, neat, clean, both environment outside and the antahkaranam inside, being Shuchihi. So 29 qualities so far. And we go on. Kulochitamati kshatram
Kulochitamati kshatram
swadharmam bahumanyate
swadharmam bahumanyate
manyate paraya pritya
manyate paraya kirtya
mahatsvarga phalam tatah.
mahatsvarga phalam tatah.
So some more qualities are coming. Now 30th quality is kulochitamatihi. If a very, very important quality. Okay, well, first one is what it is saying, kula uchita matihi. His opinions, his wish, his support is always for his kula. Means kula means family or the family related professions, family related activities, etc. Kula uchita matihi, very, very, very important quality. And that is what we say, right? There is a Telugu one. What is it? For others. So be happy with yours, don't look out always. No outlooker, happy with what you have. Happy with what you are born in, happy with what you have, happy with what you get, proud of what you have, proud of what you get, proud of what you are in, is kulochitamatihi. Whether it is kshat, even though he is Brahmana pratipujakaha. I mean, for those people, those Westerners, leftists, who always write about this hierarchy of Varna and all of that, right? For them, the answer is, hey, Rama is Kshatriya. And if you are thinking there is a hierarchy of Brahmana and then Kshatriya, but this Kshatriya is divine God, we say, is a Paramatma himself, Vishnu himself, avatara as a Kshatriya. But at the same time, he is Brahmana pratipurujakaha. At the same time, kulochitamatihi. He respects Brahmanas, he worships Brahmanas, he worships Vruddhaha. But at the same time, kulochitamatihi. He is proud of his own kula, which is Kshatriya kula, right? Or Ravi kula, or Ikshvaku kula, Ina kula. So many names we have, right, of their kula. So his kulochitamatihi. These are the qualities we should learn. Never get, belittled or shy about this, Varna, caste, and all of these that are brought up. Hey, you don't have sufficient, proper, correct knowledge. Hence, you are finding problems with it. I understand it thoroughly. I have no issues with it. Yes, there are problems, we'll correct it. But concept by itself, no problems. I'm proud of my family. I'm proud of my ancestors. I'm proud of our practices. Nothing wrong with it. Kulochitamatihi. 30th quality. And now what is that kulochitamatihi? Elaboration of it. Kshatram swadharmam kshatram bahumanyate. What is the bahumanam, bahumanyate? He believes thoroughly in. He believes extremely in, extreme not in that wrong word, but he believes intensively in swadharmam kshatram, of his self-dharma, which is kshatra. Swadharme nidhanam, and hence Bhagavan also says in Bhagavad Gita, Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha, paradharmo bhayavaha. Right? Why? Because Rama, and hence Rama swadharmam bahumanyate. ISKCON people say, Krishna is ultimate. Krishna is before, and so Rama is later, they say. They say, in fact, Bhagavad Gita was taught much before, which Krishna himself says, right, in the 4th chapter, 1st shloka itself, he says. What does he say? Ikshvakuna manave praha. He says, Ayam yogaha vivasvate praha vivasvan manave praha manurikshvakurna abravit evam parampara praptam yogo nashtah parantapa, says Krishna. Yeah, I first taught it to Vivaswan, who is the first being, right? Vivaswan is the Surya to him. Then the whole life started, right? Then Vivaswan taught to Manu, Manu taught it to Ikshvakus, Ikshvakus then taught it to the Rajarshayah Viduhu. Parantu, over time, kalena mahata yogo nashtah param tapa. This paramparaya praptaha yogaha mahata kalena yogaha nashtaha. And hence I am teaching you again now, so that world will remember it going forward, said Krishna in 4th chapter, first and second shlokas. So ISKCON people take that and say, oh yeah, Krishna was the first. But we all know Rama was in Treta Yuga, Krishna was in Dwapara Yuga later. But anyway, so, but if you see, you can see the relation, how ISKCON guys probably through academic scholarship, make such derivations. And I can also see that as in a funny manner. So Swadharma, because Krishna said Swadharme Nidhanam Shreyaha, so Rama is Swadharmam Kshatram Bahumanyate. Oh, because Krishna said that, so Rama is believing, oh yeah, my Swadharma, which is Kshatra Dharma, I am very proud of it and I believe strongly in it and I live for it. Fun apart. But the point is, that is how we should understand Rama and emulate it. Swadharmam, whatever is our dharma, for him it is Kshatra Dharma. Bahumanyate. Manam is respect, right? Honor. Bahumanyate. He gives very high regards for his Kshatra Dharma, which is Swadharma, which comes from Kula Uchitamatihi. So Kula Uchitamatihi, Swadharmam Kshatram Bahumanyate. However, then it is further qualified. How? Why does he, or how does he honor it? How does he feel proud of it? Manyate paraya pritya. So this whole thing is one qualifier, we can take it as. Paraya pritya mahat swarga phalam tataha manyate. So how much does he honor, respect his Swadharmam Kshatram? So much so that tataha, beyond it, beyond what? Mahat Swarga Phalam. Swargam is the phalam, is the ultimate fruit everybody wants, Swargam, right? Because that is why several people did yajnas. Why? Because they wanted to go to Swarga, and some of them have tried to do hundreds of them, so that they can even get Shatakratuhu, Shakraha, Shakra Padavi, Indra Padavi Praptum. Several people have done several yajnas. So why? To get that Swarga Phalam. But Rama treats and honors or regards, Sri Rama regards his Swadharmam Kshatram Mahat Swarga Phalam Paraya Pritya Tataha. Beyond, or that Kshatra Phala, Kshatra Dharmam Palanam, Kshatra Dharma Mananam itself, he treats it as Mahat Swarga Phalam. And not through pain. Paraya Pritya. With lot of love for it. With lot of love, he feels or he regards his Swadharma, which is Kshatra Dharma, as beyond Mahat Swarga Phalam. Even beyond the ultimate Swarga fruit. Beyond that, he treats his Swadharma, he regards his Swadharma beyond the best of these Swarga fruits that you can get with love. Paraya Pritya. Paraya Pritya Tataha Mahat Swarga Phalam Manyate. That's the next qualifier of Kshatram, Swadharmam Kshatram Bahumanyate, which is the description or elaboration of Kulochitamatihi. So Kulochitamatihi, and what is this Kula? kshatram swadharmam bahumanyate. How much? Tataha paraya pritya mahat swarga phalam manyate. So much so. How many did we go now? 29, 30. How many, Lavanya?
Yeah.
31.
Yeah. Kulochitaha from
Kulochita matihi.
Yeah.
That is 30.
Yeah.
Kshatram swadharmam kshatram bahumanyate is 31st.
No.
And then
Paraya pritya
Tataha paraya pritya mahat swarga phalam manyate.
32.
32. Again, somebody might say, hey, this is a qualifier of kshatrams or elaboration of more detail of swadharmam kshatram bahumanyate. We can take it either ways. But for now, let us take it as 32. Nashre yasirato yascha. Naviruddha katha ruchihi.
Naviruddha katha ruchihi.
Uttarottara yuktinam.
Uttarottara yuktina.
Vakta vachaspatir yatha.
Vakta vachaspatir yatha.
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 So some more great qualities are coming. So 32, right? Na shreyasi rataha yaha. Ashreyasi na rataha. Rataha is yasya vratam. We said, right? Satya vrataha, which means one who is vratam is that. Then that is rataha. Karya rataha, we say. That means somebody whose vratam is working. Work is worship. Such a fellow is karya rataha. So also, ashreyasi rataha. There are some villains of the world who are always rataha, who are always engrossed, enjoying in ashreyasi. Shreyas. Shreyas, preyas, we say, right? Shreyas is one that gives us higher and higher elevated results or levels of adhyatma vishayaha or spiritual. In the spiritual path, leading us up and up above is Shreyas. That is Shreyas Margam, we say. Which takes us down and away into material world is Preyas Margam. So Shreyas is that is taking us, that is elevating us step by step to the divinity, to the Paramatma, to the ultimate. In that is Shreyasi, Saptami Vibhakti. Shreyasi Rataha is those who are in that Shreyas path, those who enjoy in Shreyas path. Ashreyasi Rataha are the villains. Na Ashreyasi Rataha, because there are already so many villains of the time and even now who are constantly engaged and love in seeking or in going against the welfare of the world and people. So Rama is na or ashreyasi na rataha. So na shreyasi rataha. That is the 33rd quality. Na shreyasi rataha. Ashreyasi means nishphale karmani narataha. That is as simple as that. Useless activities. Nishphale, fruitless, purposeless activities. Nishphale karmani narataha is ashreyasi narataha. Nasaktaha. Kadachit kalika kadachit ka lila karma na dushyati iti bhavaha. That temporary kadachit, once in a while, temporary lila karma, enjoying activities. He doesn't like that or do that. Then nashreyasi rataha yascha na viruddha katha ruchihi. See, he is also na viruddha katha ruchihi. Viruddha katha ruchihi means dharma viruddha, gramya gramyalapadishu ruchirahitaha. Ruchirahitaha. He does not have taste. He is tasteless. He is tasteless in dharma viruddha gramyalapadi vishayaha. In them, he is tasteless. He does not have taste in them. He doesn't like them. He doesn't entertain them. Doesn't entertain what? Dharma viruddha. Anything that is against dharma. And dharma viruddha gramyalapa. Gramya is cheapest, it is called. The cheapest, cheap activities we say, right? That's a cheap activity. Don't do that. That bill, no, not cheap. What is it called? Anything that is, let's say liquor, all these vices and all, right? What do we call them? Gramya. Huh?
Crude behavior or unrefined, uncivilized.
Uncivilized. Uncivilized is also a little better word. Huh?
Lowly.
Lowly. Gramya. Gramya alapa. Alapa is engaged in or enjoying in. So enjoying in lowly activities, lowly behaviors, lowly enjoyments, which are against dharma. Right? Because dharma always wants you to restrain yourself, to work hard, to be more disciplined, to strive for better results, right? That is how dharma trains us. But gramyalapaha, are yaar chodo na. चलो आज मजा करेंगे, आज मूवी देखेंगे, तो क्या यार पिएंगे, पार्टी. All of these things are gramyalapaha.
Ruchirahita.
So gramya dharma viruddha gramyalapadishu ruchirahitaha. That is dharma viruddha katha ruchihi. Viruddha katha ruchihi. Then uttarottara yuktinam vakta. And how vachaspatihi yatha. We can take that whole thing as one quality with additional qualifiers. So first thing is uttarottara yuktinam, multiple interpretations. So first thing is uttarasya uttaram is uttarottaram, which means he knows how to answer. Uttarottaram. He knows how to counter an argument which is an answer. He can answer a question. He can also counter an answer coming as a question back from the opposite party. So uttarottara yuktihi. Vakta, he is a fantastic orator. Uttarottara yuktinam vakta. He is an orator. He can articulate. He is an articulator, if I can say that. He is an orator, articulator in answering as well as countering any argument or a question. Very, very important quality, right? You cannot keep silent and quiet. You should be able to answer, but in the most moderate way so that people get the message and not get lost with our emotion. Some of us, most of us, including me, have more problem with the emotion, but we should learn to not convey the emotion, but convey the message. And that is the quality that we have to learn from Sri Rama. Uttarottara yuktinam vakta. The other meanings of uttarottara yukti. Uttarottara yuktau means laukika vaidika vishayottara yukti kakshayam. So what are those two, uttara and uttara? One is for laukika, the other one is for vaidika. So he is so knowledgeable that he can answer both worldly and spiritual aspects, questions as well. So that's the other one. One interpretation is to say he can answer and counter the questions in answer by the opposition, as well as he is also a good orator or an articulator in answering both Laukika, Vaidika, Vishayottarottara Yuktihi. So he has that skill, art of answering both Laukika and Vaidika. So Uttarottara Yuktinam Vakta. And how is that qualified, or how is that, what is the analogy given there? Vachaspatihi yatha. Vachaspatihi. Vak is, patihi of that is Vachaspatihi. Vachaha, of related to Vak is Vachaha. Vachaha means Shashti Vibhakti of Vak. Vachaha, of speech, he is the head or he is the best of speakers. Vachaspati, actually Brahma. So Vachaspatihi yatha, just as Brahma is, because he is the ultimate of knowledge, right? Chaturveda Mukhi Brahma, right? The ultimate highest knowledge is one, is Brahma. And like Brahma, he also can, he is so knowledgeable that he can answer any question, he can counter any wrong argument, or he is knowledgeable, so knowledgeable to answer both Laukika, Vaidika, Vishayaha. So Uttarottara Yuktinam Vakta Vachaspatir Yatha. Is it 33 now?
35, Bhagaji.
35. Na Shreyasi Rataha, Na Viruddha Katharuchihi, Uttarottara Yuktinam Vakta Vachaspatir Yatha. Right?
Yes, Bhagaji.
8:30. We'll take a few more minutes, and I think it doesn't complete here also, but we'll try to go one more shloka at least. Arogastaruno Vagmi Pushmandesha Kalavit Loke Purushasarajnyaha
Loke Purushasarajnyaha
Sadhureko Vinirmitaha.
Sadhureko Vinirmitaha.
So some more are coming. 35 so far, right? So 36th. Arogaha. Narogaha. That means always healthy. He does not have, he doesn't get disease. He doesn't get disorders. He doesn't get affected by virals and all, which means he's always healthy. Arogaha. Rogaha yasya nasti saha arogaha. Arogaha. And so, what is the result of arogaha? If you're always healthy, you'll be tarunaha. Tarunaha is always young. So he doesn't get old. Sri Sri wrote a song in Telugu. Kontamandi kurravallu puttukato vruddhulu. He says there are some youth who are by birth itself old. That means old in thought, not able to accept new things, not able to change as required, is the sort of, from the negative point of view, told as an aspect of old age. So tarunaha, which means he's always able to accept things. He's always able to listen, accept, adapt, change. That is taruna related. And when does that tarunatvam stay? As long as we are arogaha. So if somebody is rogi, again, he cannot be young at heart or body, right? So we have to keep our health, arogaha, and with that always be young at heart and in body, young in physical strength, young in physical agility, as well as mental heart level also being young, always being feeling young. So tarunaha, arogaha, tarunaha, vagmi. This comes again from the first one. Vagmi Shatru Nibarhanaha, Sriman Shatru Nibarhana. And Vagmi. Vagmi means watch, one who is good in speech is Vagmi. That's a standard quality. So Vagmi is one who is good speaker. See, previously Vakta is also a speaker. Vagmi is one who has that quality naturally. See here, Vakta uttarottara yuktinam Vakta vachaspatir yatha. In a specialized skill of answering so that others are kept shut is that uttarottara yukti. Of such yuktis, he is a Vakta, just like Vachaspati. That is how it was told before. Now Vagmi means in general, he's a good speaker. He's good speaker. It is not only to shut somebody. Prayam vadaha. Even generally speech itself is pleasing. Mitabha, madura bhashi, purva bhashi, smita purva bhashi. So all of these bhashi, all of these qualities put together is Vagmi. Then Vapushman. In our Surya Namaskar mantra also, first Prarthana shloka, it comes, right? Dhyayas sada savitramandala madhyavarti Narayana. Can anyone say that?
Hari Hiranmaya Vapudhuta Shankachakra.
Hari Hiranmaya Vapuhu. Hiranmaya Vapur, it becomes Sandhi becomes Hari Hiranmaya Vapurdhruta. But if you split, Hari Hiranmaya Vapuhu. Vapuhu is body. Hiranmayam, gold, full of gold. Gold full. Goldy, golden body. The sun is golden body, right? Anytime you see him, he'll look golden in color. So he's called Hiranya Vapuhu. So Vapushman. Man means one who has it. What does he have? Vapuhu. He has body. Now take it in multiple understandings. One, first meaning is Vapushman means he has a body. What kind of a body? Able body. Strong body. Vijasa arogaha, viryavan, tarunaha. So for all these qualities to show up, being young, being healthy, being strong, to show all of them, you need a body. So he is Vapushman. What is the other meaning? Well, why does he need a body? Because he is that Vishnu, Paramatma, who came to solve this big mess of Ravana and to set a role model for the world for eras, for time immemorial. To set up a role model of how everyone who has a body should live. So to set that role model, avyaktaha vyaktaha abhut. One who is unmanifested, manifested himself. To manifest himself, he needs a body. So he is Vapushman. You understand, right? So that Vishnu, to set a role model, to of course to solve a problem, but also to set a role model, he has taken a body. One who has taken a body, one who has a body, hence is Vapushman. So Vapushman is the next quality. Deshakala.
That is also applicable to Surya and Rama and any form of avatara which God has taken.
Correct. Anytime anybody takes a body, he is a Vapushman. But in this case, we know he is Paramatma who has taken the body, so he is Vapushman.
Just human body or any body.
Hiranmaya Vapuhu. We didn't say clearly what kind of a Vapushman he is. Of course, we say before that, we say Narayanaha, Sarasijasana Sannivishtaha, one who is established in the Sarasija, in the lotus, which comes out of the lake. A lake flower or lake-born lotus. In that he is established. Sarasajasana Sannavishtaha, Shankha Chakra Dhritaha, one who is holding Shankha and Chakra. So we have tried to describe his body, of which one quality was Hiranyavapuhu. Yes. But by himself is the body is called Vapushman, which is Sri Rama here. Clear, Raghunath?
Yes, Bogaji.
So Vapushman. Then the next quality is Desha Kalavit. Are all of you noting down? We said everyone please write in your notebook, because we want everyone to at least go in during the next week and see, oh wow, so many qualities we have listed of Rama. And we remember that Valmiki wanted us to remember. Right? And only when we remember them, then there is some Rishiranam that we are trying to pay back. Right? So let us try to list them and remember them. So Desha Kalavit. Somebody with means not English with. That English with is Saha in Hindi, in Sanskritam. Saha. Saha. But this with means with. One who has knowledge. Knower. Knower of Desha Kala. Knower of means one who is aware of Desha and Kala, of space and time, of the region and the time. That means with changing times, with different regions and places that you go to, if you are aware of those customs, if you are aware of those times, then you can adapt accordingly and still address the problems and be beloved by them. Right? So Desha, and we say that is why Desha Kala, in fact, even in any puja we say Desha Kalo Sankirtya, we should do Sankirtanam of Desha and Kala. Every puja will start with Desha Kalo Sankirtya, including Sandhyavandana. And how do we do that? Desham first we try to qualify by saying, Jambudvipe, Bharatavarshe, there in India, but here, Kraunchadvipe, Ramanakavarshe, Indrakhande, America Deshe, Georgia Rajye, Swagruhe. This is Desha. And then we go into Kala. Vartasmin Sri Mahavishnu Rajnya Pravartamanasya Adya Brahmanaha Dvitiya Pararthe Shveta Varaha Kalpe Vaivasvata Manvantare Kali Yuge. There also somebody qualified by saying, Ashtavimshan Mahayuge Kali Yuge. Right? Shubhakrannama Samvatsare Uttarayane Grishmaratau Ashadamase Krishna Pakshe Chaturthi Tithau so and so Yoga Karanam Nakshatre. This is Kalam. So from one point of view, Desha Kalo Sankirtya, which means he is aware of the Panchangam, he is aware of time and space. How does that help? It helps in dealing with the people, with the activities, with the tasks in the right, appropriate manner. Right? One who doesn't know times, one who doesn't know the places, if everywhere he goes and tries to talk the same way, nobody appreciates. So Desha Kalavit is very, very important quality of a leader, of a people-facing person, of an interacting person. So Desha Kalavit. Loke Purusha Sarajnyaha. Abba. Saram means
Essence.
Essence. The essence is Saram. Summary, gist, essence is Saram. Purusha Saram means
the essence of being a man.
Essence of being a man. As simple as that.
Yeah.
So Purusha Sarajnyaha. Jnaha means Janati. He is thoroughly aware of, he is knowledgeable, he is aware of the essence of being human, of being man, of being that Purusha, Purusha Suktam, there the Purusha is Paramatma himself. So he knows himself as Paramatma, as a Purusha of the Loke Purusha, a worldly Purusha, which is the human being. And so he knows the essence of it. Also, in another way, if you see, as a Kshatriya, when you have to handle people, because he has to be a people manager also, right? He has to be a people leader. When you have to handle people, any person you see, you should immediately be able to understand his gist. You cannot spend years and years. People say now, right? Oh, we should get to know each other. Let's spend time to get to know each other. How long can you spend time to get to know each other? You should be Purusha Sarajnyaha. If we worship Rama's this quality, Purusha Sarajnyaha, then we don't need any time to understand the other person. You look at him, tak, you scan him immediately. Purusha Sarajnyaha. Loke Purusha Sarajnyaha. In the world, as he meets each person, he immediately understands that personality of him so that he can accordingly deal with him in the appropriate manner. So that's the other way to understand. One way is about his own self. Knows himself as Purusha, as the Paramatma Purusha, Purusha Suktam, whatever it says, right? Sahasraksha Sahasrapat, Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva, Atyatishtat Dashangulam, all of that aspect he knows. And then, what is Purusha? What is human being? The essence of being a human. He's not aware of it. And at the same time, when he interacts with others, he can quickly understand the other's personality so that he can deal with him appropriately, convey the message to him appropriately, correct him appropriately. So all of that. Loke Purusha Sarajnyaha is the next quality. I lost the count, but Lavani and others, you're writing, right?
Yes, Bhagaji. I will share.
Loke Purusha Sarajnyaha. Then Sadhuhu. Sadhuhu, great quality, right? In fact, the best, simplest one is we said Sadhu Sadhu. We heard that several times in the Balakanda. Anytime Rishis have to, Rishis, wise men, scholars, intellectuals, when they support you, they say Sadhu, 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 Sadhu. Means good, appropriate, best. That is Sadhu, Sadhu. So one who is such is Sadhuhu. One who is the best, one who is good, one who is ultimate is Sadhu. And Sadhu, Sannyasi, we also say, right? Which means those who have no self-interest is a Sadhu. One whose interest is the happiness of the world. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, all of that, right? Lokas samastas sukhino bhavantu. Such seekers are sadhus. So Rama is a sadhu. Ekaha vinirmitaha. Probably we can take it as a qualifier of sadhu itself, or we can also take it as an additional quality. Vinirmitaha, Visheshena nirmitaha. He is built, specially made, unique, specially made. Ekaha vinirmitaha. He is only one and only one. One and only one, specially made for us. We are lucky to have Rama. If those who do not know Rama, those who have not understood, first of all, those who do not know Rama, poor fellows, they are lost. Those who know but haven't understood him are also still lost. So we are lucky that we are able to understand Rama in such detail, right? Story part doesn't matter, but these qualities are so important, because this is what, if you understand these qualities, then all the stories and all other dialogues that come much later in Aranyakanda, in Ayodhya Kanda also to a bit, but in Aranyakanda, there will be some arguments between Sita and Rama. In Yuddha Kanda, there is a sarga where all these feminists and all, if they or anyone else who does not know Rama thoroughly, if they read that speech of Rama, they will think, what? How can Rama talk so insane? They will say. He will tell Sita, after releasing Sita, he will say, I didn't bring you, or I didn't release you. I didn't do this war. I didn't wage this war for your sake. It was my duty to protect any woman, so I have protected. You are free now. You can go wherever you like. Such horrible, otherwise seemingly horrible statements. But he makes them because he's a political statesman, he has to address the world when he's making speech. In fact, several times, when even in we as Swayamsevaks, some of us are Swayamsevaks here, when we listen to our Sanchalaji's speech, Vijayadashmi's speech, or anyone, sometimes I think Swayamsevaks here are in Nagpur. Why is he talking of issues of the world? When Sarsanchalaji is talking, he's not actually, he's addressing the audience that are in front of him. But he's actually more than that, he's addressing the world. He's addressing the media. So also, Rama in that Yuddha Kanda, he is addressing the world. That world, that corrupted world, that spoilt world, he is addressing their perception. He is addressing their vision through that otherwise seemingly hurting speech of his. Why did I say that? Because Ekaha vinirmitaha. If we don't understand him, then we can never get what we should learn from him. Oh boy, 20 minutes late, we are away. We'll stop here. So sadhu ekaha vinirmitaha, specially made for us. And so if we should at least know that he's made for us, means he has Vapushman. He took this body. He was made as Rama for us. Let us know that at least. And after that, let us understand him. Understand Rama Hridayam. Understand him. Then we start loving him. Whatever we love is what we imitate. Right? Then we can start imitating Rama. And because Rama is made to be imitated, Krishna you cannot imitate. Krishna you can only listen to his teachings. You cannot imitate him. In this world, at least today. Whereas for any times, any region, Deshakalavit, that is why Rama is Deshakalavit. He was aware of, conscious of his every action, knowing very well that people will imitate me. If they have to imitate, for any country, for any times to come, it should be appropriate. Such behavior Rama has set as a model for us. Somebody say Shanti Mantra and we'll stop here. Lavanyaji, please.
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Dhanyavada. Okay, let me ask each one of you. Varaprasad, Vikramji, did you write the qualities in your notebook?
No.
Write down.
I'll write down.
As an exercise.
Parallel processing.
As an exercise, yeah.
Yeah.
Lavanyaji is writing. Raghunandanji, are you writing?
I wrote last week, Bhogaji. I was looking for the book. I couldn't write this time.
Take any white paper and write anytime.
I will take it from Lavanyaji and I will write it. Yeah, sure.
Varaprasadji, were you writing?
Jai Shri Ram. Unfortunately, I joined late.
I
was, I couldn't write.
Write the qualities of Rama.
Yes, I will listen back. Last week, I wrote down very clearly.
Last time you wrote?
Yes.
Then continue.
I will listen to the recording and write.
See, always better late than never for all of us. Even if you join halfway through, anytime you hear write down, okay, from then onwards at least write down. Of course, Arunji, were you? We also must be writing down. Very good.
I wrote it today, but I have this book. It's already there.
Yeah, no. Being in a printed book versus written with our own hand, then written here. Those are the stages.
Bhogaji, I have to